African parents and their unique advice. African parents have a distinctive way of imparting wisdom, often blending humor, tradition, and life lessons that resonate deeply within their families. Their advice, while sometimes seemingly old-fashioned, is rooted in cultural values, experiences, and the desire for their children to succeed. In this exploration, we'll delve into various pieces of unique advice African parents give, along with the stories and cultural contexts behind them. 1. Education is the key. One of the most prevalent pieces of advice African parents offer is the insistence on education. They firmly believe that a solid education can open doors to success and provide a better future. This mantra, often echoed in households across the continent, serves as both a motivational tool and a reminder of the sacrifices parents have made for their children's education. Example story. A young girl named Amina is excited about pursuing her passion for fashion design, but her parents have a different vision. Amina, education is the key, her father says, his voice firm yet loving. He shares his struggles of walking miles to school, often going without food just to learn. This story resonates with Amina, who ultimately decides to pursue a degree in business alongside her fashion dreams. Years later, she finds that understanding business principles has helped her succeed in her fashion career. 2. Don't bring shame to the family. In many African cultures, family honor and reputation are paramount. The advice, "Don't bring shame to the family," serves as a guiding principle for behavior. Parents often instill in their children a sense of responsibility to uphold the family's name, leading to a blend of pressure and motivation. Example story. During a family gathering, a teenager named Kwame decides to wear an outfit that he thinks is trendy, but is deemed inappropriate by his parents. When his mother sees him, she pulls him aside and says, "What will the neighbors think? You're a reflection of us." This moment teaches Kwame about the importance of presenting oneself well, especially in front of others, and he learns to balance self-expression with family expectations. 3. Eat everything on your plate. Food holds significant cultural value in many African households. The advice to eat everything on your plate often stems from a history of scarcity and the hard work that goes into providing meals. Parents use this lesson to teach gratitude and respect for food. Example story. A young boy named Chidi sits at the dinner table, pushing away the vegetables he dislikes. His mother notices and says, "When I was your age, I had to eat what was given. It's disrespectful to waste food." Chidi reluctantly eats his greens, realizing later that he actually enjoys them when prepared differently. This lesson fosters gratitude and helps him develop a more adventurous palate. 4. Respect your elders. Respecting elders is a cornerstone of many African cultures. Parents instill this value in their children, emphasizing the importance of honoring parents, grandparents, and community elders. This advice nurtures a sense of community and continuity. Example story. During a family reunion, a young girl named Zuri becomes annoyed by her grandmother's long-winded stories. Her father notices her impatience and says, "You must listen. One day, you'll be telling your own stories." Zuri learns that these stories hold valuable lessons and a connection to her heritage. She later appreciates her grandmother's wisdom and shares her own stories with younger family members. 5. Don't let your friends distract you. friendship is important, African parents often warn against letting friends become distractions. This advice reflects their desire to protect their children's futures and ensure they stay focused on their goals. Example story. A teenager named Fatima spends too much time hanging out with friends, neglecting her studies. Her father, noticing her slipping grades, sits her down and says, "Your friends can't pay your bills?" Fatima initially resents this advice, but later realizes the importance of prioritizing her education over socializing. This lesson becomes a pivotal moment in her academic journey. 6. You'll thank me later. This phrase is often used after parents deliver tough love or impose discipline. It suggests that parents have a larger perspective and that their children may not fully understand their reasoning until they're older. Example story. A boy named Samuel is upset when his mother limits his screen time. "Why are you punishing me?" he protests. His mother responds, "You'll thank me later when you have good grades and a bright future." Years later, Samuel reflects on this moment and recognizes that his mother's strictness helped him develop self-discipline. 7. Money doesn't grow on trees. This classic saying emphasizes the value of hard work and the importance of being financially responsible. African parents often teach their children about the effort that goes into earning money. Example story. A teenager named Ayo asks his parents for a new video game. His father chuckles and replies, "Money doesn't grow on trees, my son. You'll have to earn it." Ayo takes this advice to heart and starts a small lawn care business. Through this experience, he learns the value of money and the satisfaction that comes from earning his own. 8. You can't have it all. Parents often remind their children that life requires sacrifices and choices. This advice teaches kids to prioritize and manage their expectations realistically. Example story. A young woman named Nia faces a dilemma between two job offers, one with high pay but demanding hours, and another with a flexible schedule that allows her to pursue hobbies. Her mother advises, "You can't have it all. Choose what matters most to you." Nia learns the importance of aligning her career with her values and ultimately chooses the job that brings her joy. 9. Always help others. Generosity is a key value in many African cultures. Parents encourage their children to lend a help, reinforcing community bonds and compassion. Example story. A boy named Kofi receives a new bicycle, but notices a neighbor's child struggling with an old, broken one. He remembers his mother's words, "When you help others, you'll always find help when you need it." Kofi decides to share his bike with the neighbor, creating a bond that lasts for years. 10. Stay away from bad company. This advice is a cautionary tale, urging children to be mindful of their friends and the influences they bring. Parents have often witnessed the consequences of poor choices and want to protect their children from harm. Example story. A girl named Amina starts hanging out with a rebellious group. Her mother warns, "Choose your friends wisely, they can lead you astray." Amina initially dismisses her mother's concerns, but after witnessing her friends face consequences for their actions, she realizes the truth in her mother's words and decides to distance herself from that group. 11. Your health is wealth. Health is a common theme in African households, with parents emphasizing the importance of physical well-being. This advice often includes encouraging exercise and healthy eating habits. Example story. A teenager named Tariq often skips meals and opts for junk food. His mother, noticing his energy levels plummeting, advises him, "Your health is your wealth, take care of it." After experiencing fatigue during a sports game, Tariq decides to change his eating habits, realizing that healthy choices fuel his activities. 12. Pray about it. Faith plays a significant role in many African families, and parents often advise their children to pray when faced with challenges. This advice nurtures resilience and provides comfort during difficult times. Example story. A girl named Lila struggles with anxiety about her upcoming exams. Her father tells her, "When in doubt, pray about it. God has a plan." She learns to find solace in prayer, which helps her calm her nerves and focus on studying. This practice becomes a lifelong coping mechanism. 13. Don't compare yourself to others. Parents encourage their children to embrace their individuality and avoid the trap of comparing themselves to others. This advice fosters self-acceptance and personal growth. Example story. A young boy named David feels envious of his friend's academic achievements. His father gently reminds him, "Your path is different. Focus on your own journey." David learns to appreciate his unique strengths and finds motivation within himself, rather than relying on external comparisons. 14. Life is not fair. This sobering piece of advice prepares children for the harsh realities of life. It teaches them to develop resilience and adaptability in the face of challenges. Example story. A girl named Sophia feels upset when she doesn't get the lead role in the school play. Her mother says, "Life is not fair. Learn to adapt." Sophia learns to channel her disappointment into supporting her friends and eventually finds fulfillment in other activities. This lesson stays with her throughout her life. 15. Invest in yourself. Parents often stress the importance of self-improvement and lifelong learning. This advice encourages children to pursue knowledge, skills, and experiences that enhance their personal growth. Example story. A teenager named Juma is hesitant to take extra classes to improve his skills. His mother insists, "Invest in yourself. The returns are endless." Juma eventually enrolls in a public speaking course, which boosts his confidence and opens new opportunities for him in school and beyond. 16. Save for a rainy day. This advice highlights the importance of financial planning and saving. African parents teach their children to be prudent with money and prepare for unexpected challenges. Example story. A girl named Tanya receives her first allowance and is tempted to spend it all on clothes and snacks. Her father advises her, "Save for a rainy day. You never know what might come up." Tanya decides to set aside a portion of her allowance, ultimately feeling more secure when unexpected expenses arise. 17. Life is a journey, not a destination. This wisdom encourages children to appreciate the process of growth and learning, rather than focusing solely on outcomes. Example story. A young man named Daniel is frustrated with his slow progress in his career. His mother reminds him, "Life is a journey, not a destination. Enjoy the ride." Daniel learns to embrace each step of of his journey, leading to a more fulfilling and rewarding experience. 18. Hard work beats talent. This advice emphasizes the value of effort and dedication over natural ability. African parents often encourage their children to work diligently to achieve their goals. Example story. A boy named Kweku is naturally gifted in soccer but neglects practice. His coach tells him, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Inspired, Kweku dedicates himself to training, ultimately improving his skills and gaining the respect of his teammates. Be the change you want to see. This piece of advice encourages children to take initiative and strive for positive change in their lives and communities. Example story. A girl named Adwoa is frustrated with litter in her neighborhood. Her father tells her, be the change you want to see. Inspired, she organizes a community cleanup, rallying her friends and neighbors to join her efforts. This experience teaches her the power of leadership and activism. 20. Cherish family bonds. Family is central to many African cultures, and parents often advise their children to cherish and nurture these bonds. This advice reinforces the importance of support, love, and connection. Example story. During a family reunion, a boy named Olu realizes how much his relatives mean to him. His mother reminds him, cherish family bonds, they will always be there for you. Olu takes this to heart and makes an effort to stay in touch with relatives, fostering a sense of belonging and community. 21. Be patient. Good things come to those who wait. This age-old wisdom teaches children about the value of patience and the rewards that come from perseverance. Example story. A girl named Femi applies for a scholarship, but is anxious about the wait for results. Her father reassures her, be patient, good things come to those who wait. When she finally receives the news of her scholarship, she understands the importance of patience in achieving her goals. 22. Your reputation is everything. Parents emphasize the importance of reputation, teaching their children to act with integrity and uphold their values in public and private life. Example story. A young man named Kofi is tempted to cheat on an exam, but remembers his father's words. Your reputation is everything. He decides to study hard instead, realizing that integrity is more valuable than a fleeting advantage. 23. Travel broadens the mind. Many African parents encourage their children to travel and experience different cultures, emphasizing the value of broadening one's perspective. Example story. A girl named Amara dreams of studying abroad. Her mother supports her ambition, saying, travel broadens the mind. It will help you grow. Amara's travels open her eyes to diverse cultures and experiences, shaping her worldview for the better. 24. Forgive and move on. Forgiveness is a vital lesson many African parents impart. They teach their children that holding grudges can hinder personal growth and happiness. Example story. A boy named Ibrahim feels hurt when a friend betrays his trust. His mother advises, forgive and move on. Life is too short to hold on to negativity. Ibrahim learns the importance of letting go, fostering healthier relationships in the process. 25. Find balance in life. Parents often emphasize the need for balance in various aspects of life, including work, relationships, and personal interests. Example story. A girl named Neka becomes overwhelmed with school and extracurricular activities. Her father notices and advises, "Find balance in life. Don't neglect your success." Neka learns to prioritize her time, leading to improved mental health and academic performance. 26. Trust your instincts. African parents often encourage their children to trust their instincts and intuition when making decisions. Example story. A boy named Abasi feels uneasy about a new friend's influence. His mother tells him, "Trust your instincts, they are often right." Abasi decides to distance himself from that friendship, learning to listen to his inner voice. 27. Keep your promises. Integrity and accountability are vital values instilled by African parents who emphasize the importance of keeping one's word. Example story. A girl named Ife makes a promise to help her neighbor with chores. When she is tempted to cancel, her father reminds her, "Keep your promises, they define who you are." Ife honors her commitment, gaining respect in her community. 28. Seek knowledge, not just grades. Parents often encourage their children for its own sake, rather than on grade. Example story. A boy named Tundi struggles with a subject, but only aims for passing grades. His mother advises, "Seek knowledge, not just grades. Understanding is what truly matters." Tunda shifts his perspective, leading to a genuine passion for learning. 29. Life is too short to hold grudges. This advice emphasizes the importance of letting go of past grievances to lead a happier life. Example story. A girl named Zara is upset with a friend who spoke behind her back. Her mother tells her, "Life is too short to hold grudges. Talk it out and move on." Zara learns to communicate her feelings, ultimately strengthening her friendship. 30. You are never alone. Parents often remind their children that family and community support are always available, encouraging them to seek help when needed. Example story. A boy named Nosa feels overwhelmed with school and personal challenges. His father reassures him, "You are never alone. We are here for you." Nosa learns the importance of leaning on his family for support, fostering deeper connections. 31. Value your time. African parents teach their children to be mindful of how they spend their time, emphasizing the importance of prioritizing tasks and activities. Example story. A girl named Kemi spends too much time on social media, neglecting her studies. Her father reminds her, "Value your time. It is one resource you can't get back." Kemi learns to manage her time better, leading to improved academic performance. 32. Show gratitude. Parents emphasize the importance of being thankful for what one has, nurturing a sense of humility and appreciation. Example story. A boy named Aid receives a new toy and initially takes it for granted. His mother teaches him, "Show gratitude. There are many who don't have what you do." Aid learns to express thankfulness, leading to a more positive outlook. 33. Be adaptable. In a rapidly changing world, Parents often advise their children to be flexible and adaptable in their approaches to challenges. Example story. A girl named Chisom struggles when her school switches to online learning. Her mother encourages her, "Be adaptable, change is a part of life." Chisom learns to embrace new methods, enhancing her resilience. 34. Stand up for yourself. Parents often teach their children the importance of self-advocacy and standing up for their rights. Example story. A boy named Jeed feels bullied at school. His mother tells him, "Stand up for yourself. Speak up if something isn't right." Empowered, Jeed confronts the situation and learns the value of asserting himself. 35. Listen more than you speak. This advice encourages children to be observant and to learn from others by listening actively. Example story. A girl named Zainab is eager to share her opinions in class, but is often dismissed. Her father advises, "Listen more than you speak. There's wisdom in silence." Zainab learns to observe and absorb knowledge, enhancing her contributions. 36. Trust is hard to earn. Parents often remind their children of the importance of trust and how easily it can be broken. Example story. A boy named Samuel makes a mistake that leads to distrust among friends. His father advises, "Trust is hard to earn. Make sure your actions reflect honesty." Samuel learns to rebuild trust, understanding its value. 37. Seek feedback. Parents encourage their children to seek constructive criticism to improve their skills and understanding. Example story. A girl named Fola is hesitant to ask for feedback on her art. Her mother encourages her, "Seek feedback, it will help you grow." Fola learns that constructive criticism is a tool for improvement, enhancing her craft. 38. Value your culture. Many African parents emphasize the importance of cultural identity and encourage their children to embrace their heritage. Example story. A boy named Olu feels embarrassed about his cultural traditions. His mother tells him, "Value your culture. It is part of who you are." Olu learns to appreciate his roots and shares his heritage with pride. 39. Learn from failure. Parents often teach their children to view failures as opportunities for growth and learning. Example story. A girl named Imani feels devastated after failing a test. Her father reminds her, "Learn from failure. It's a part of life." Imani shifts her mindset, using her experience to study harder and improve next time. Conclusion. African parents impart a wealth of knowledge through their unique advice, drawing from cultural values and life experiences. While some of their guidance may seem traditional or strict, the underlying principles are designed to foster resilience, integrity, and self-awareness in their children. As we reflect on these lessons, we recognize that they shape not only individual lives, but also communities, creating a legacy of wisdom that endures through generations. Each piece of advice serves as a building block, contributing to the foundation of character and values that define African families. In embracing this wisdom, we honor our heritage while preparing for a brighter future.